What's up guys, it's Sean and today we're going to check out the Era in Dutanov or Segambut lah. Okay, let's go check it out. Just for coordination purposes, we can see that it's sandwiched between several main addresses. KL Metropolis is right opposite, right where it's next to Hartamas, it's next to Mont Kiara and all. And on one side, we can see Sentul along Jalan Ipoh. Then we also see this Kenny Hills area, which is a high-end area where you have Bukit Tungku on one side. So this location is really just connected to a lot of main addresses. And what's even cooler will be the proximity to proposed MRT stations, and there's one right behind the site. The Era is divided into 6 blocks, A, B, C, D, E, F. A and B is fully constructed and fully sold. Now they are actually pushing for block C and D, and it's actually phase 2, but part of phase 1 comes with the complete facilities. You have the commercial area, so let's go check that out. But what's pretty obvious around the site will be the vibrancy of the industrial area right opposite. So there's just a lot of traffic, a lot of people, which indirectly create demand for space, I guess. And the surrounding landscape is very, very dense. It's like that forest in the middle of the city. Very cool. This will be the main access into the site from Jalan Segambut. There will be a traffic light at this junction and coming in to the project itself across these security guards. And coming in, this will be the drop-off of the residential blocks. But first of all, part of the theme of the entire development is living in that nature setting, right? So they even have designated out a wetland, which we're gonna check out now. Hidden right behind the project, there will be this wetland area that is around 1.3 acres. It's very nice. So it's kind of like drizzling right now, and it absolutely amplifies the entire mood and feel of this place. This will be the feeling that you get when you walk around the space with your loved ones. At the end of the building, you will have plantations, then you will have the creek, then you have a timber deck, you will have some sitting areas, and right behind this piece will be the setback from the river itself. Then there will be the KTM track before you reach Metropolis. This is really very, very cool. And I can only imagine, right, by me bringing my son over to go and play with the little fishes and frogs right after the rain. And who would ever expect such a setting behind the project? Wow! Then at the end of the creek, you will have this pond here, and the choices for the plants are all based on wetland species, so it really brings you back to nature. I really like it. But they purposely designed the creek to be shallow so children can actually walk in. Of course, not the pond, but the kids can experience nature at its purest level. Then right behind the wetland, these are setbacks from the river, so this does not belong to the residents or the developer at all. But you can really see the effort of dressing them up. Although it's beyond the boundary, the developer is still putting in a lot of effort in trying to dress up the entire area. And one cool thing is this. If you can see that pile of earth there, that's the proposed MRT station. Exciting, exciting. Imagine here walking over. Woo! At the facilities deck, and the very first thing that will catch your attention will be this 100 meters swimming pool. Well, it's not exactly a lap pool, it's more of a recreational pool where you have organic lines around, and it spans all the way to the end. So 100 meters is very, very long, and next to that you will have the boundary of landscape along with the transparent handrail, so that's nice. It actually opens up the entire vista, well, to the industrial area, but I think it's still fine. Then you will have timber decks around here with some sitting areas. And next to this will be the gym. and it's divided into several segments. You will have the machine areas, you will have the free weight areas, and you will have a studio, somewhat like a space for you to do your yogas or dancing or aerobics or whatsoever. So this will be the entrance in. And one observation will be the intensity of landscape. Just look at the treatments around the perimeter that is so dense. Then you will see focus areas that creates these hideout spaces for kids, right? Imagine your children just running around and around playing hide and seek and all. It's just going to be so much fun for them, and the trees are so matured. Look at the trunks, they're so thick. And walking along the deck, there will be some shallow areas still. And right next to this will be the multi-purpose hall. So it's very wide. And I really like this treatment. You look at the transparent canopy. So during events or photo shoots, it's going to be really, really bright. And the usage of organic lines just leads you to slow down. Then one of my favorite treatments for facilities deck is to have another floor level above, so the entire dynamic range of experience is there, where it allows you to have different perspective of the pool, plus you get to walk among the foliage. So right next to the main swimming pool, there will be a kids wading pool. You just look at the little small island there where there's a slide in. So the kids will need to run over first before they slide down, and it's so wide. Then next to that, there will be a stairway upwards into this bridge, and that will connect you to this little rest area away from the other places, away from all the people, for some peace and quiet. And this setting allows residents to feel somewhat isolated from the hustle and bustle of this location, and that's very, very nice. So looking within, this will be the entire experience of just sitting around. Also, to add some excitement, they leave some as semi-transparent, and you will have another staircase downwards. I really like the transparent handrails. It really opens up the space. But anyway, this will be the next phase that's coming up next to the tower. It's a multi-story tree house. And again, looking at the density of the landscape, right, you can really see it creating separation from users of the pool as well as the pedestrian. That's very important. So from one going into another, this will be another elevated walkway, as if one is not enough. And on the walkway, you can really feel the expression of that treehouse concept. They use rope as the handrail, right? They use timber deck to create that elevated feel. And they apply timber deck to somewhat let you feel as if you're walking through a bridge, through the foliage. And this cuts through to the back of the facilities deck. And generally, the facilities is divided into that front and back. The front will be all the action, right? The gym, the multi-purpose hall, the swimming pool. But the back, the one that is facing the river, is going to be the more serene side of things. Then at the end, you will have this sunken deck here for you to just chill out and hang out with your friends. You still get to have a lot of areas of privacy, and that's very important, especially when you have a project that people perceive as high dense, right? So when you look at high dense, there are a lot of things to look at. For example, the design of the facilities that can accommodate so many people. So that results in a multi-purpose hall that is so big, a gym that is so big, the co-working space that is actually crowded, where residents are actually using right now when we visit. You have that humongous swimming pool, along with all these nooks of hidden space around the facilities that is very, very nice. Personally, the move that I'm most impressed with will be this direct access from Dutamas area over to the back. So that will be KL Metropolis already, and this will be a direct connection from the car park directly into Jalan Kuching. And I actually bumped into an audience that actually rent a space here. Hi, she actually shared her experience of travelling to Tun Razak that takes around 15 to 20 minutes only, thanks to the benefit of this exact shortcut. And from a development point of view, that is very, very hard to do. In terms of getting approvals from the relevant authorities, it's just so challenging, but they did it. And I can only imagine if the future MRT is up, it's gonna be walking distance to the MRT, Wow! Then we are now walking along the jogging path across the quiet side of the facilities deck, where you have structures like this to somewhat create that space for you to just relax and chill after a hard day of work. And it's so pleasant. Look at the area for landscape and the density of trees. Then if you really observe the back part of the facilities, right, there's this huge area from handrail to wall. But in terms of hardscape, they only utilize this as the corridor. The rest are all landscape. It's so intense, right? To a certain extent, after you walk around the facilities, that you forget that you are within the city. Then within corners of the space, you will have sitting areas like this for neighbors to gather, some exercise areas, and some decks for Tai Chi, some areas for foot reflexology, especially at the boundary areas where you can see the density between plants and trees, right? Wow, but you can still see the entire urbanization of Segambut as a location, which is all filled with factories. Then within a quiet zone, you will have this kids play area, and it's done up really nicely, so it's safe for kids. Then you will have some areas here for residents if they prefer outdoors. You will have the co-working space, also the library, where a lot of people actually just come here and work. As if those are not enough, I really like the different usage of materials and different height along the facilities when you have this in the center too. So you have pebbles in the center that encourage kids to just walk up the bridge and run around, experiencing different heights. Wow! So after the facilities deck, we are now in the rooftop. We have some seating areas. Around the perimeter of the space will be glass railing, quite a high one. And on one side you get to see Dutamas already. So you can see the magistrate, you can see the administration office, MyTech, and upcoming developments, Mont Kiara, right? And they will be the KTMs. And we are right next to the river, and this will be the access that we spoke about just now that connects you to Jalan Kuching. Then right opposite at the far end, that will be Bukit Tumpu already. Also, there will be this private lounge area that is built entirely with glass all around. It's going to be a very nice hangout spot to enjoy the entire skyline. It's going to be so beautiful, especially the Mont Kiara side. It's going to be all the facade building lights. And every blocks will have their very own rooftop facility. So that's cool. Coming up from the lift, we are now in the normal residential floor plate, and in one floor there will be 11 units. We are now in the lift lobby, consisting 4 passenger lift, 1 stretcher lift, and there's this cool design where on one side this is like a semi among the rest. Here you will have 1 private lobby for this exact 2 units. The other side it will be divided into 2 wings, 4 on one side and 5 on the other side. Then from the lift lobby there will be this passageway into this refuse room, and it looks like that, full height wall tiles with a window. Then the width of the lift lobby is 2.5 meters, height is 2.5 meters as well, just that within this typology it's entirely dependent on artificial lighting for the lift lobby, because both sides will be enclosed. Yeah, just something to take note. And going out to the corridors will be separated by this fire door. Then walking into the corridor, the width is 1.7-ish meters, then it will be 2.5 meters in height. And there will be voids in the center, so they will be connected to all the bathrooms. And at the end of the corridors, there will be louvers to prevent rain from splashing in. And this is one huge foyer before going into the unit. Okay, so let's go check it out. The unit that we're going to check out today will be Type C1, 1023 square feet. This is a 3-bedroom setting where we come into the foyer. You will have the dining and the kitchen tucked at the side. Then you will have the living room connected to the balcony. Then you will have bedroom 2, bedroom 1, and then the principal bedroom at the end with the ensuite bathroom.
You will have a shared bathroom here, and there will be a yard space outside as well, connected to another aircon latch. Because this is a corner unit, you will have access to the facade at both sides.
The width of the foyer is 1.6 meters, and the clearance for the door is 1 meters. So with a foyer design like that, where you would kind of have that transition space before going into the unit, right? It gives a lot of privacy actually. So even when people walk past your unit, they won't get direct visual access into the interiors of the house. And walking through the dining, the wall-to-wall width is very nice. It's 3.35 meters, and the height is approximately 3 meters. So it's very, very spacious. Tucked at the side, this will be the kitchen area, and they apply different flooring materials for your kitchen area along with the living area. So this is going to be a little bit more matte, and they are providing full height wall tiles. That's nice, along with switches. And they are by Legrand. So the length of the kitchen here is 3.65 meters, and this is around 1.6 meters, which is very spacious. So you can somewhat do an L-shaped cabinet here, along with the breakfast counter if you want to, and that connects over to the yard area. So this is where you can put your washing machine, and you still have access to the exterior. So here you can see the spray painting being applied, and you can see the windows are being tinted, so when you close all of them, inside gets kind of dark. And that applies to the bathroom window as well. This will be the aircon latch outside. So when you put your aircon compressor, it blows towards outside. So 4 years ago, this freehold unit was launched at 650,000 for this exact unit. And after phase 1 being sold out so successfully, now they are actually launching phase 2. And the ongoing price right now is 680 per square feet. So for a unit of around 1,000 square feet, it's around 680,000. But again, it depends on which floor that you are looking at. And what's interesting as well will be the rental rate around this area. So you can check out the property portals. The smaller fully furnished unit is around 2,000, and I think it will be way more for a 3-bedroom unit like this lah. And for flooring, they are providing tiles, they are providing timber skirtings, and going out to the balcony, you have steel handrail looking over to Jalan Kuching on this side. And the width of this balcony is 1.2 meters. So what's certain for now will be this industrial view, this unblocked view, where you can see all the industrial areas, highways, and you have the MRT station at the far end along Jalan Ipoh. What I also like at the balcony area will be a designated area for aircon latch. Okay, now let's test the sound. Wow! And going into the corridor, this is a 1.2 meters corridor. Here will be the shared washroom, and you have full height wall tiles, and because this is attached internal, that's why they use a mechanical ventilation system. For basin, they are using GBH. For the WC, they are also using GBH. Then right opposite this will be the first bedroom, and they have the same orientation with the balcony. And the dimension for this bedroom is 3.2 by 2.9 meters. Pretty spacious, where you can put in a queen size bed, definitely with a wardrobe and bedside tables. Just that there's a lot of structural members being visible within this unit. So some are boxed up for wiring purposes, some are actually structural members. But anyway, the window size is very, very nice. And because it's tinted, once you close everything, it becomes really, really dark. But I absolutely like the noise cancellation. Wow! Then going over to the second bedroom, and this also has a very generous window size. So this is way bigger, so this is 2.8 by 4 meters in length. Very, very spacious. And then this unit is very, very clean in terms of ceiling, so you don't see any structural members at all. So 可怜 that first bedroom lah. So far, just walking around the unit, build quality wise, design intent wise, everything is solid, but just that the common complaints that I received from the audience, right, regarding this project will be the initial phase of handover. Because phase 1 itself, there's already 921 units and they hand over all together. So it was during the phase of the shortage of labor, during the phase of MCO. So the entire handover process was really not pleasant. But walking around, you can see a lot of residents using the common areas. You can see a lot of people moving in based on the heavy numbers of traffic just sending furniture into the project. So as we are speaking about this as well, the brand new phase, which is phase 2, is also going to be 956 units all together. Phase 1, phase 2 is already 1,800 over units. And last but not least, this will be the principal bedroom. Wow, the window size, so the center mullion is gone, so you have a wider window. And the wall-to-wall length is 3.7 meters. Very, very nice. A huge opening for you to enjoy your view, but in this case, you really need to pick the right orientation. Then you have the laminated timber flooring, timber skirtings for all bedroom. And right behind the door, this will be the principal bathroom. And you will have GBH basin, GBH WC shower screen, and the shower area, so you have a compartment to put in your things. And this full window connected to the yard space just now, frosted for privacy. And I guess that's all for this visit. It's now time for Sean's take 3 on 3. But let's do it outside because raining already. Then before closing the episodes, we are now walking within the commercial area, and the lower ground tenant will be food merchant. That consists that F&B / grocer kind of concept that is pretty famous right now. So we have one in Pavilion Bukit Jalil already, and the one in OUG area. Here you will have Fortunate Coffee. Around the ground floor area, there will be a lot of kiosks, and all of this has been rented out. So the idea is when you stay up there, you just come down here to settle your grocer needs. Then there will be some F&B cafes or snacks for you to eat and spend time with your loved ones while your kids just run wild around this location. So for the 3 things I like, number 1 will be that strategic location of Segambut, or they call it Duda North. It's seriously very, very convenient, especially if you work within KL area. So you're connected to Jalan Tuanku Halim, coming into Jalan Kuching, connected to Jalan Ipoh, then within Jalan Segambut area, you can go up to Duke Highway. On top of that, the development team actually gain approval to build that direct access backwards that connects over to Jalan Kuching. That's the game changer. On top of that, you will have the upcoming MRT3. Well, currently it's still in this proposal stage still, but just imagine the upside that it will bring into this location. Then the second thing will be the facilities deck and the design intent of it. So first of all, from the ground floor, you can already feel that forest theme that they are trying to express. You can really feel the density, you can really feel the maturity of landscape. From the ground floor itself, you have this curtain wall of landscape. Then when you go behind the development, you have this secret wetland area where you have that creek. Then when you go up to the facility deck, that 100-meter swimming pool. Then on the back, you have that private area, you have that multi-story structure again to provide the extra range of experience for the users. Then you have hidden spaces here and there, sunken decks here and there. There are just a lot of elements of fun and surprises for the facility deck. Then at the rooftop again, the view there is just amazing. And the last thing that I really enjoy after this entire visit, right, is the intent of the developer trying to make this as their flagship development. So when you walk around, right, it's as if they are trying very hard to use this project to make a statement. Just imagine the effort to pull through that design move to have that access back into Duta Mas. Then that buffer area between the river and the development, that area is absolutely out of their boundary, but they still put in a lot of effort and money to dress the whole area up. You can really feel the upfront investment values of the landscapes around the entire development, from ground floor to the roof even on the infrastructure level, that involves a tee off from Jalan Segambut itself. And you can really feel the difference between this project and other projects around the area just by the landscape treatment itself. Then for the 3 points I don't like will be the micro elements around the site. So you will have the industrial lots around the entrance surrounding the project, and because of its prosperity, you have this very heavy traffic all the time. So that comes with certain level of congestion along with noise. Then at the back part, you will have the train that passes by every now and then. Also, you will have the river that's not exactly clear, that can be a plus point to the development. However, these are way beyond the jurisdiction of the developer, but you can really see the effort in trying to camouflage, trying to hide away from all these elements using the landscape treatments around the facilities. Also, the traffic light junction directly from Segambut itself is also a very bold move in my opinion, because I would imagine if that is not a traffic light junction, it's pretty impossible for me to actually turn right directly into Jalan Kuching itself. Then the second one will be the high density of the block, also of the projects surrounding this area. You can see very high density, especially in Dutamas area surrounding MyTech. But with such high density, only you can get a selling price of around 680 per square feet. Well, the first phase is 630 each per square feet, so for whoever who bought, right, good for you already. Then the density also signifies the demand of space for such locations around the city because of its convenience and surrounding amenities. But having that massive number versus living in it, right, there are a lot of aspects to look into. So if you guys have the opportunity to come, so go feel the speed of the lift, because it's very high floor, right? From ground floor right up to the rooftop is actually very fast. So that cuts down waiting time, and you will also need a lot of numbers of residents in order to support the commercial area below. Well, that also explains the massive area of facilities, that because it's supposed to cater for phase 1, 2 and 3. So a lot of private spaces are actually required. And last of all will be the upcoming phases. So now they're actually launching phase 2, there will be phase 3, phase 4, and construction noises like this will be pretty common. The continuous noise, the continuous existence of construction trucks around the site will always be there. And you just think about this phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, maybe the next 6 to 8 years still it will be around. But luckily the window treatments are actually okay. And I guess that's all for this property, a very exciting one. This was beyond my expectation because of the very large landscape treatments, especially the wetland. So that was really fun. And to me, I would perceive this as an investment product because of its location within CBD itself. Also the healthy rate of rental for the earlier phase, and you still have upcoming grocers being set up. You have the brand new MRT coming in. So I think this will be a very exciting project altogether. But a lot of people actually buy phase 1 for their own stay. So shout out to the team for having me. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.